Hello, Professor Addison. My name is Brandon Munoz, and I'm taking your Biology 11, your Human Sexuality class. And when I was doing research in my paper, which was about contraception, well, first let me go a little bit into why I chose this topic. As you can see on my hat, I work for American Medical Response, which is the world's largest ambulance company. I work in the area of Palmdale, Antelope Valley. I've worked out there for about roughly 5 years now. And in that area, I get to see a lot of different demographics of individuals from different races, creeds, ages. But there's just something that always resonated with me was the amount of young children in very deprived homes where the family couldn't provide for them. And this goes into different political and socio-economic concerns, but a lot of these people didn't seem to care for their children. It goes with the kind of idea in mind that these children are just a paycheck for them. And I never, not to say that every single child I saw was like that, but I did see a lot of prevalence with almost unwanted children or children who were used for ulterior motives. And it made me wonder how this can be prevented. Now, of course, contraception is something that has to be elective. You choose to use it, and a lot of people choose not to. But it's made me a little more curious about the nature of contraceptive in our country and the history and how contraceptive has helped morph and shaped our country. So, when doing some research, one of the first things I found to be, pretty interesting was the 3.8 million babies were born in the US, which is 2% lower than the number born in 2016, thus being the lowest recorded number of births in 30 years. To me, this was very surprising, and I think also aligned with my kind of ideology. Me and my wife, I'm 25, my wife's 26, and we both have determined that we want to have children when we're older, probably around early 30s. And I notice a lot of people my age are starting to delay pregnancy. There's no, in my opinion, no reason to rush it. Enjoy your life and get your education and be productive. And I feel like having a child would really impinge on my ambitions. So that reading that really surprised me and reaffirmed my belief that there is no urgency to have a child right now. People don't need to have children when they're 20 and 21. And to prevent that, you have to use contraception. And for like my wife and I, we use the IUD. We've been using the IUD for 4 or 5 years now, and it's been very effective for us. And I'm very pleased with that kind of form of contraception. Other things that I found were very surprising were just the unintended pregnancy rate in our country. According to the article from Guttmacher Institute, the unintended pregnancy rate is significantly higher in the United States than in many other developed countries. And there's also some more statistics that align with unintended pregnancy within our country. The rate of unintended pregnancy among women with income less than 100% of the poverty was 112 per 1,000 in 2011, more than 5 times the rate among women with incomes of at least 200% of poverty, 20 per 1,000 women. Now, I understand that there's so much socioeconomic forces at play when it comes to the level of unintended pregnancies, as well as a level of education and availability of resources such as Planned Parenthood. That just really surprised me, and it kind of did align with. It surprised me to see that number, but it also aligned with what I've been witnessing in the field in my job. I work in a pretty impoverished area where there is a lot of poverty, a lot of people who are on some form of public assistance, and a lot of these individuals who a lot of them are not as nearly as educated as some of the other parts of the country. They have a large amount of children in comparison to their income, and it just kind of reaffirmed and the severity of our country, how much of a gap there is within the various cultures and demographics, and how certain demographics are much more don't have the same opportunities as others. In my area, there's a lot of Hispanic and Black. I myself come from a Hispanic family, and I can see how there is a disparity between the minorities in our country in comparison to others in level of education, level of resources available to them. So overall, I'd say my research into this into this topic really sheds new light onto something I already had suspicion of, but more so reaffirmed that we need to take a stance. We need to help these people who don't have the same kind of resources or education available to them, so we can help them make more adequate or more appropriate decisions in regards to how they want to conceive children. So I would say overall this class has been a real big pleasure for me, very informative. This paper really was, I think, an eye-opener for me in regards to how I felt about contraception and about unintended pregnancies, and shows that we need to do more to improve on that. Thank you for the class. I really enjoyed it, and I hope you have a good day.